Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile
A
Radio.
Majesty production.
7 Mile Radio.
Yo, what's going down? Judo Woke Ace with the Hidden Hand, Truth Talk Nation. What's up, Mark?
What's the word?
Man, back on this Monday, man. And man, you already know how we back, man. Coming back with the hard stories, man, to bring to y'all, man. You already know what's been going down, Mark.
Man, same old shit, different toilet. I just got back from earlier today. There was a big ass it's an abandoned building, abandoned warehouse or industrial building, I say. On It was down off of like 94 75 area,
Right.
75 in East Grand, not far from there. So, yeah, big ass building just burnt the hell down like last night. I got a notification of it last night, but I ain't get up. But when I seen the, I think it was who was it? It was not Charlie the Duff. Man, I know so many news reporters, but I seen the news reporter out there live this morning. I'm like, man, that's a big ass fire. So decided to get up and go down there and get some footage and get some information and cover the story, put it on the website. So that's all I pretty much did today, other than my usual ripping and running errands for the day.
Right.
So other than that, what's been going on with you?
Man, just getting into these stories. There's so much going on, you know what I'm saying, with the ICE movement, you know what I'm saying? Trump talking about taking over Greenland or else. And we was talking about that last week. Also, shit, Trump talking about sending the troops up into Minnesota.
Man,
They wilding out. You know what I'm saying? We got white ladies getting slammed to the ground. You know, that's a problem.
or white women getting shot.
Yeah, well, the white women
Yeah,
getting shot,
yeah.
unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what I'm seeing all on the news, man. Everybody's in an uproar, you know what I'm saying? So, then the Somalian scams they've been catching with the fake daycares, I think. Been running
Hmm.
schemes and
Fake daycares.
yeah, fake daycares. We haven't touched on that yet, man. Yeah, I'm quite sure people know about it. The fake daycares open up daycare centers with no kids in them. They've been catching like I think they smuggled something like $8-9 billion out of Minnesota allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So they calling it the Somali fraud, and they catching not only in Minnesota, they seeing the same frauds going on in these other cities, like Columbus. I think some in Detroit. Yeah, it's going down, man.
So, so basically, people, what are they doing? They're making fake businesses, daycares, and what, getting funding
It's
for
so
the
crazy.
businesses?
So what happened? This little white boy named Nick Shirley touched on this with this one other white guy. They had all the documents, so they went to the one. What really popped it off was really weird. They went to one in the building that said it was the daycare learning center, but it wasn't an N on learning. So
It
it was
wasn't.
they call it the Learning Center. So they had misspelled the learning on there, and they like this business has been getting millions of dollars. They even misspelled learning. So they started going to these other buildings. Come to find out, some of the daycares didn't even have kids in them. They had dark windows. Some was shut down. They still was getting checks.
And this is in the United States. This is here.
Allegedly, yeah, this is what they coming up. And not only since the Minnesota fraud's been exposed, they've been going to these other cities, seeing that some of these the Somali allegedly had like a restaurant next door to a daycare, next door to a medical, and all the money goes next door to each other with bridge cards and everything. They got a restaurant next to the market. So
Hmm.
they've been finding this all over, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly. So yeah, it's deep, man. If you go on like, Google and just type in the Somali fraud, welfare fraud, you look at all the stories.
Wow,
So we could touch on that next week. So you already
that's
know. I
crazy.
haven't really got deep into that, man, but I've been, you know what I'm saying, I've been doing my little research on it, and it's, I used to be in Columbus, Ohio, so I'm quite familiar with, what's
Hmm.
going down.
Okay.
So we're going to get into these the pastors, man. And
Oh
since
shit.
Drewski, man, Drewski exposed everything, man. Him coming out, you know what I'm saying, and
Oh, it was exposed well before Drewski. He just, I guess,
right.
made it a big issue, a big subject this year,
Well,
right?
I can remember, my comrade right here, Mark, when you're saying did the story on running up in the one church that was, what I'm saying, being flamboyant, and there
Yeah,
was a
that was
thing about that.
yeah, Great Faith Ministries. If you Google chaos in the Detroit church, you'll see a Channel 4 article where I was covering the story about New Era Detroit going to visit a church where Donald Trump was going to, from what we feel like, was going to pander to the congregation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I always wondered how politicians were able to go to churches to promote their campaigns, or there's supposed to be a separation of church and state. I thought that was
Never.
illegal. Like it was,
Well,
you couldn't.
Bush made a thing to where if the church get into politics when he was office, this is the son Bush, to where if they get into politics, they won't get their funding. I mean, I think that's what really went on. So that's why you don't see a lot of churches. I mean, don't quote me on this, getting involved in politics.
Uh,
Only mainly if it's mainly I think the Democrats or something or the Republicans sometimes use the churches, but usually they're not supposed to. It's supposed to be a separation.
but anyway, they went there to observe, from what
Hmm.
I understand, and some altercation happened where I guess it was just I get a misunderstanding of the stance that was being made inside of the church, and it ended up getting borderline violent. They end up swinging at each other outside of the church. I just so happened to be there. Like I said, I was a journalist, just observing myself, and I had a camera on me. Actually, I had a GoPro on my head. That's when I used to run around with the GoPro on my head. So it was filming and got a whole lot of coverage from that situation at the church. And that was one day he actually said that he was fundraising for if I remember correctly, he was fundraising for an event for his birthday at his church down south. And he was
Hmm.
asking the congregations for donations of either $300 or $1,000, specifically those amounts. And that if you didn't have cash, that there was an ATM in the lobby. And there was an
Answer
ATM in the
this,
lobby
man, Mark. Why
that
is we
day.
some of the only, or probably the only churches us black folks, man? Is we got to pay so much money, but we the poorest supposedly in the United States of America. Where do we get all this money from, Mark? Where do we get money to donate $1,000? And see, if you see about like these Catholic churches, we know allegedly a lot of raping going on in these Catholic churches and everything. But one thing they do for the community, and the pastor got to live sometimes next door to the church, usually within like a little campus. They don't allow them to spend so much money because they got to go to the Catholic. They got to open up a high school. Usually the Catholics got high schools.
Hmm.
They got colleges. Why don't the Baptists have colleges and high schools? Have you ever answered that? I'm quite sure. Do you know any Baptist high schools in Detroit?
No, I,
Maybe an
I, I can
elementary.
I can only think of maybe. Well, I was immediately thinking of Little Rock, but that's Northern High School right behind it. That's not the
Okay.
church's school. But
So if anybody that's watching this show can tell me a major, at least two or three major Baptist, Black Baptist high schools and colleges, let me know. I wish I could come with the Jeopardy music. You know what I'm saying? Because there's none. And so here in Detroit, one of the biggest black churches, man, we got one of the biggest black churches. We got the Winans, we got the bishops, and all that that's here. Man, they get a lot of money. If you ride through here, you see these grand mega churches. And then around it, you see the hoods. You know, where's the investment? Okay, some can say, well, my church do this and that. That's it. Yeah, but you probably got to belong to the church to even be included. Is that
I
how?
mean, shit. Some churches, from what I hear, they seat you according to your tax bracket.
Well,
Right? They got to see your tax returns uh, to assign your seat where you seat in the
now,
church.
don't get it twisted. I love the Most High, man. I'm a God fearing man, but I have to question myself. Staying here in the city of Detroit all my life, I done lived out in Ohio before, but most of my life was spent here. And I look at these grand churches, you know what I'm saying? They come through, you know what I'm saying? They always getting caught up on the schemes. I remember one of the Winans' nephews, if I'm not mistaken, got caught up in the Ponzi scheme where he was investing their money in like Saudi Arabian oil.
Hmm.
And
I
he,
don't
I think
remember.
Charlie LaDuff was on that one. I think he was on that story when he rolled up in his Jag and the news jumped out like, man, what's about? Where's all that money that the congregation has been giving you, man? You said you got this in the Saudi Arabian oil.
Hmm.
He said, I do. I got it in the Saudi Arabian oil. He ended up getting indicted.
Wow.
Okay. So what we gonna show you, we gonna start breaking this down. I don't like I said, I'm a God fearing man. I'm just gotta question things. You know. Like why is all these churches asking for so much money? Closing doors, telling you you're not gonna really get out until you donate something. Put your cash app, put your phone on it. They got cash app now and the tap.
In the church.
This niggas got tap. I can't make this up. They got tapped. Shit, you ain't gonna get about this bug, nigga. You gonna tap? Hey, put that right here. Bling. Yes. You know. So what we gonna do? We gonna start breaking it down. We're gonna do some couple of older stories you might have seen or you might have heard about them, but you quite not seen them, right? We got Pastor Winans tell his congregation to donate 1,090 seconds, man. Or the first one I think we're gonna say when he needs donate 1,000. He's telling the woman donate $2,000 so you can get your blessings. Let's roll it.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
I, Roberta.
So you seen that? That was with the lady, right?
Yeah.
And so she went up. That lady spent on her money probably for the week. Little man he probably needed a brand new MacBook or something. That's education, man, to go to. He can go take IT class. And he said, "Look, I told you 2,000. Listen, I come from the city of Detroit, people. Listen, it just sounds like a pimp. Hey,
And I believe there was some people I believe from the congregation as well as I believe he came out and attempted to justify what it is that was said and how it may have been misconstrued. I guess seeing that this is maybe just a piece of the
Man.
video, and it doesn't give a full context of what was said and how it was said.
Okay.
And another thing was like when you mentioned how they closed the doors, right? From if I'm not mistaken, if I heard this correctly, part of the reason why they closed the doors during the time of offering is because I guess to prevent people from rushing into the church to like rob the people while they're giving or something like that.
Oh, that's why they closed the door, or
So
to lock you in.
if I'm not, I'm just if I'm remembering correctly,
Right.
that's what I remember hearing something along the lines of that being the reason why they closed the doors to keep because the money is flowing through the church. People is pulling out money in purses and stuff, and they don't want the wrong people to just run up in there and you know
So some of these mega churches got these steps and everything before you even get in there. You got this big, huge hallway before. So some guys just go during when they doing the offering, they just gonna run up in this bug with it. You got to run into some of these churches with a militia, I think, because they so big. Before you even get in there, nobody's screaming. I thought it was for to lock you in. And so we got another video to where my man say, look, if you want to be successful or you want to become a millionaire, you got to donate so much in so quick of a time, man. So $10,000
like
or
10 minutes or
40,000
something.
in 40 seconds. That's how we gonna get it. We all gonna get our blessing if we donate it. 40,000 in 40 seconds. 4 minutes, 40,000. I never knew, and I have read the Bible, the Quran. I have read it all. And I have never heard that in the Bible or in the Quran. In any other language, any other religion, I'm sorry. I have not heard that. You know. And I don't think the Catholics would allow their pastor to even do something like that. White people would have had Pastor Father John hung.
Pastor Father John.
He would be hung because they got to do their Lent, they got to get their Friday fish up, they got these cathedrals, and we got to donate. We got Catholic Central, we got a basketball team. We can't just have you flying jets everywhere. We need education. I mean, that's one thing I can say about the Catholics, the Protestants, the Methodists. They got schools. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Some of y'all probably looking right now been to Catholic schools. You got to pay a tuition.
Carolyn Shepard on Facebook saying, I would have taken my money back 'Cause he had to respond like that. Just, oh, well, my
Oh,
1,000 ain't good enough, huh?
we about to
You
go
need
deep.
2,000, huh?
And Mr. Winans, I'm sorry, but we from here in Detroit. Like I said, churches here in Detroit have got rushed in because of this. This is a disrespect to the hood, man. You doing my auntie and them like this, my grandma and them, my mom and them. Why is you doing this? And they believe in this? This is how you get to heaven? No, it's not.
Well, see what it is, man, is they're creating their heaven here on earth. Is what it is. They're not waiting until we, leave here to go and,
Right.
wonder what's next. They're creating their heaven for themselves right here on earth.
So let's go for my man Marvin Winans again. Another video right now. And this is where you got a lot of famous TikTok videos, close the doors. I didn't even know this is where it came from. Where it might be like, close the doors. Close the door. That come from here, from this video. So let's roll this next video with Wine is closing the doors and say we got to donate so much money in so little of time.
In New York's Harlem, the new squire of Elbow is better known as Father Divine, whose thousands of followers love.
I want everybody to remain standing quickly. How many of y'all really received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you will notice that whenever God did something in the lives of the patriarchs of old, the patriarchs would pause, they would set up an altar, and they would offer up sacrifice. I asked each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord. Everyone in this place said these words, I did. Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word, there is an obligation that is attached to that acknowledgement. In biblical days, they offered livestock, grain. That was a type of currency. Note, if you will, I did not say money. I said currency. And this is what God is saying for at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple. I'm not going to challenge you the way Bishop did. But I know that there's 1,000 individuals under the sound of my voice that can do what I'm about to challenge you all to do. This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000. Now, for those of us who are on the dais, I'm taking you higher, so put it back. I'm a strong believer that leaders lead not only in time, not only in talent, but also in treasure. Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long time ago that it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sowed and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the bucket. Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. I'm about to go get in my truck. I'm going to my hotel. I got me some fruit. I'm doing fruit now. Fruit and water. I'm trying to look at us. Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all can walk out the door after you come up here. But make sure you come this way before you go out the door. That's it. Look at God. Look at what God has for me for a quick moment. I want everybody to remain standing.
Check. We good? Sorry about that, man. That was a delay in the audio, man. So yeah, like I said, close the doors, man. This is how you get rich, man. You got to donate in so much time. That's not how you get rich, people, man. God, I don't think God intended it like that, man. You're supposed to do for others.
Well, according to the Bible, they never said money when they talked about tithes and offerings. I mean, it was just 10% of what you have. You know, nobody ever said it was, you know,
But did they
10%
say
of
who
your
you give it to? And you
not even that.
right. So you're supposed to do for one another. This is where we get screwed up in the religion at. You're supposed to look out for one another, man. But we get it twisted. And so right here, the Winans have been pimping Detroit for a long time. I'm just sorry. Now we got these stories. We got the city of Detroit was versus Marvin Winans, man, because he got this church he been working on for 20 years. 20 years, people. He just had it just sitting, man, to where it was becoming an eyesore. To where the city of Detroit was like, look, man, you gotta either you fix it up and start putting some stuff in it, or we gonna take the property. Right? And so we got the pics of the city of Detroit versus Marvin Winans and the 20-year-old building that's been sitting and still not finished. But he been telling these churchgoers like, look, man, we need this money to go into this new church. It's been 2 decades. What type of church is this, Mark? It don't even.
Wasn't Oprah partnered with him at one point?
You said what?
I said, wasn't Oprah partnered with him at one point or something? Did she have something to do with the building?
I don't even believe that. It's maybe he said Oprah. Oprah probably came through and looked at it. But I'm 20 years, man. They don't even take a stadium 20 years, people. So what? Okay, what? I ran into some difficulties. So we had to get some zoning, or we had to get some rights. 20 years, people. This is how long it went on. And so these pastors, man, is getting out of control, man. We got pics, man. We got Pastor Whitehead Bishop, man, in New York. He was coming to church, man, with Louis Vuitton suits on, saying, "Hey, man, God bless me with these Louis Vuittons, man." That's kind of where you get Drewski get it from. And then we got the pastor went to jail. Pastor Bling found guilty of wire fraud. What's up with these black pastors, man? With the fame. And I'm quite sure some of y'all used to watch the pastors of Detroit or the pastors of LA. They was exposing too much. If you go back and you watch them shows, you will see they was exposing too much. I think the top of the top pastors or the bishop said, look, you got to cut this out. Now y'all exposing too much for fame. They was giving up the game. You know. So we got another video, a quick video of Nina Bynum. We're going to go on and on. She's selling blessings for $1,000.
Wow.
Let's roll this video real quick.
There's 21 people in this building that God said will give $1,000. He said 21 people in this building, come now wherever you are. Give me an envelope. Give me some envelopes. He said 21 people come now wherever you are. $1,000 ain't nothing in comparison to what God's going to do. I didn't call for buckets yet, y'all. It ain't nothing. There's promotions that you want. You're not going to get it until you make that sacrifice to God. Line up right here. I know what I'm talking about. Older and younger. I know you in here because the prophecy don't lie. The Spirit of the Lord don't lie. The Spirit of the Lord don't lie.
I'm gonna be robbed today, gonna be robbed in church today. Preacher gonna duke me like he did last week. Yeah, gonna be robbed today. Yeah, robbed today. Gonna get duped by the preacher today. Gonna go to hell when he's done with me. Oh, gonna be robbed today.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some backlash after this.
The views and opinions that you hear on Hidden Hand podcast are from that dude.
Yeah.
Not from Mark D and 7 Mile Radio.
But this is just facts. It's just facts, man, that I'm speaking. Why do it take 20 years to build this church on Woodward to where the city had to sue you to finish the church and threaten you, we're going to take this property if you don't start upgrading, man? He was going to take it for 3 decades. Hey, you're going to remember, you walk in this church, you're going to be able to get to heaven. Soon you walk in, it's going to be so lavish. Giraffes running in and out. It got to have tigers. We're going to have everything. It's cold outside, but in here it's going to be warm. Paradise in this church. 20 years, people. We got more pastors, man. We got this youth pastor, man, that was down south. I think he was in like Tallahassee or something, man. Leon County, where that's at? I think I want to say that's down in Florida. Might be in South Carolina. But he was teaching youngsters sports, teaching them all type of activities. But he was charged with 8 years for sex crimes with the kids. Child porn all in his phone. Terrence Booker. What's up with these pastors, man? And I think, you know, my man, he passed away. The one that was in Atlanta that was giving up all his money to these boys, man. I forget his name. Eddie Long.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a movie loosely based off of him, but they not telling the public it's really about him. It's the one with the Clap for Jesus, Honk for Jesus. The movie Honk for Jesus. That's loosely based off of Eddie Long. Go and look at it again from that perspective.
Netflix or something? What is it?
It's on Netflix. You probably can watch it on YouTube. You know. So yeah, Eddie Long, Honk for Jesus. You know. So yeah, man, this is just crazy. I'm just shaking my head, man, trying to gather myself, man. You got the pastors right here that's teaching the youth. Terrence Booker facing 8 years. Teaching the youth, raping them, child porn all in this.
Where did they get all of this? Where did they get this from? Where did they get the blueprint for this from, Judah?
Well, we got a dude that you can Google right now. Back in the day, was one of some of the most successful pastors, man, to where he didn't call them a congregation. He called them a flock. They flocking in. So they couldn't use that term no more because it got too out there. Yes, you like flock. We got to call it something else. We call it congregation. You know what I'm saying? It's we getting together.
See, I can't even use that word no more. I can't even call my audience that no more.
So his name is Father Divine. If you look him up, y'all can Google him right now. Father Divine. Pics on him right now on Google, on YouTube. You can look up all old videos. But some of the tactics he used back in the 1920s and 30s is some of the same tactics that they using to wheel people into these churches today. I'm just doing my research, yo. I'm just going back into time, into the time machine. Where did they learn this from, Judah? Let me go back to look at some of these old pastors. They was really out of control back in the day. So let's roll this new video too. I mean, this old video, Father Divine, how he was wheeling them in. He calling them a flock. Let's roll this right quick.
Hail him as God on earth, whose heavens quake with the worship of his flock. number one heaven, Father Divine's capital and executive mansion, is at 123rd Street and Lenox Avenue. It houses the Father himself and his cabinet of angels and archangels. Day or night, Father Divine is in touch with his executive secretaries. And whenever the Spirit moves him, he is able to chat with his flock.
Peace, everyone. Everybody happy? So am I. Are you in the dining room? Kitchen? I'm right here.
Only on rare occasions does Father Divine hold a press conference.
I did not and do not and will not receive compensation, remuneration, love offerings, donations, or anything of that sort for my spiritual work and activities from any individual. I'm a free gift to the world, gratis to mankind.
Fearful of being misquoted, Father Divine edits his own newspaper, The New Day, which carries the advertising of divine-approved enterprises entitled to display the divine slogan, Peace and Thank You, Father. In his scores of branch heavens, followers pay but $2 for a whole week's lodging. But Father Divine is chiefly celebrated for the unfailing regularity with which he feeds his flock. Twice a day for the past 15 years, he has provided his co-workers with sumptuous free meals, evangelical banquets topped off with his magic voice.
I'm still transmitting myself to the children of men, whatsoever that means. Then I say, here you all are, and there I am. There I sit, and here you stand.
Man,
He's the grandfather of them all, huh?
Father Divine. It was people before him that taught him the game.
I mean, I'm sure.
Right, yeah, but he was the one that masterminded in New York. I think he came out of Harlem. You know what I'm saying? To my New York people, I'm quite sure y'all familiar with the Father Divine. You know, I think we had it was stories about Aretha Franklin allegedly dad fathering kids, and
Jersey Girl on YouTube said, "Don't leave out Jim Jones."
right, Jim Jones leading people don't drink the Kool-Aid. That's where that term came from. Don't believe everything. Don't believe what I'm saying. Look up these stories. I'm not gonna just come out here and feed you a bunch of bull. I want you to do your own research. Hosea 4:3, look that one up. A lack of knowledge will lead you to your perish. Hosea 4:3. It's one of my favorite scriptures right there. Because if you don't know, you refuse to learn, then you just gonna be out here not knowing, getting effed over. You can just believe anything anybody tell you. Do your own research. Get more books than the other the Bibles, and more books that go with it. The Apocrypha. Peace to my Israelites. Peace to the Moors. Peace to the Muslims and the Muslims. All of them. You know, it's more to this. The Quran. Read that. Read other books.
Shit, they talking about the Bible. It's books that's not even in the Bible that they, the King James version is missing a whole lot of books. So
right. And we ain't gonna get into we broke down before with King James, man, had a right there with the lover, man, Lord Buckingham. He wrote a letter. Lord Buckingham was King James' lover. That's a fact. Out of Europe. I think it's in the London Museum. You can look it up. Lord Buckingham, man, the love letters to Lord Buckingham. That's why it's called Buckingham Palace. Did you know that? Oh, okay. Yep. So, man, yeah, let's not forget Jim Jones, David Koresh too. We're gonna jump on great. That was a white man, you know. They stormed the compound,
Branch Davidian,
burnt them up. You know, these pastors was wilding. I think it was another pastor, man, that had people. They were just wearing Air Force Ones. He said the spaceship was coming. Damn. Take this pill.
Yeah.
They all had on black Air Force Ones in California. Look that up. So these pastors, man, have led their flock to death. These people has followed these people, man. Believed in them. Let's not get into Scientology. I ain't gonna even go there.
Shit, we got the Scientology building downtown. They moved it though, didn't they?
No, it's still there.
Still there? I thought they moved it to
Overlooking the water.
yeah. I
They
thought it
ain't
was
gonna move that.
I
You
thought
know,
they moved it to
they probably
to
did,
a
but
new
that
location. I thought.
they could have. I thought it was still there.
I haven't paid attention to see the sign down there recently, but
But you know, Scientology. Tom Cruise's wife left, and she was so scared she ran all the way to New York.
oh no, somebody said that's why Kwame Kilpatrick became a pastor.
Right. Say I gotta get my money back. You know, I gotta get my money. I gotta make my money. Hey, they giving it up. You might as well get in it. I can't have that on my soul, yo. So we gonna switch, man. We gonna switch and get off of that, man. It's crazy, man. People just stay aware, man. Stay awake. Do your research, and you know, and believe in God, like I do, man. Read the scripture, Hosea 4:3. It tells you right there. If you're a believer in that, a lack of your knowledge, not knowing, will lead you to your death. You know. So we're gonna switch, man. We was last week talking about that silver, man. The silver is booming. With everything going on, we got Trump taking over Greenland, which had a lot of silver. See, everybody thinking it's about the gas and oil. No, it's not. It's the race to the silver, people. I'm gonna tell you, every time I come on, we're gonna do a little segment on silver, man. We got to investors, man. Go, like I said, the companies AppMex, Pinehurst. We got Monex, Monex. You can buy. If you want to really buy single silver coins, go to companies like AppMex on eBay. Go on eBay and
The
type
fact
up.
that they make it a solid silver battery,
Right.
right, should let you know how valuable silver is as a precious metal and an industrial metal, right? You ain't
Right.
never seen no battery made out of gold.
No, you know what I'm saying? Silver have so much conduction to where you can run so much electricity and currents through it. And then absorb is used in these new nuclear weapon remotes. The drones take
Shit,
silver.
the bombs.
The bombs. Your flat screen takes about over an ounce of silver is in your flat screen right now. So if silver go up to where I'm thinking and predict it's gonna go up, flat screen's got to go back up.
Yep.
It takes over an ounce, maybe over 2 ounces is in your TV.
Every device that we got with a flat screen on it, basically, or with a screen on it.
You've got it in guns and stuff, in armory,
Mm-hmm.
silver weapons. You know. So right now we got the silver investors is paying attention in 2026. For the last 5 to 10 years, they've been talking about crypto. I'm not saying don't invest into crypto, each his own. But these raw metals is becoming rare and rare and rare as
That's where the
time
rest
is
of the
going
real
on.
money is. That's what the real wealth is.
It's been like
Precious
that
metals.
forever. Gold and silver. You know, back in the day, in the old empires, they had silver coins. They had gold coins. That was their currency. And paper notes. You know, the IOUs. That's how it started. You know. So right now the investors are paying attention in 2026. Why, Judah? Why are they paying attention? Because AI is growing. It takes so much silver to feed the AI machines that they got to build to keep them going. It's new wars going on right now. All the technology is going to take that's going to put into these wars, that's these new wars where you don't need a lot of humans. It's technology. And so all the mechanisms and all the remotes and everything takes silver. Right? And so we got the BMO warns investors that gold and silver ratio could be a near bottom because right now silver is inching its way up on ratio. I think it's during Christmas time it was taking something like 80 to 1, 80 ounces of silver it took to get 1 ounce of gold. Now it's like 50 to 1. Take 50 ounces of silver there. And in about a few more months it's going to be at 30. That's the ratio I'm talking about. How much silver ounces do it take to get 1 gold coin, which is an ounce. That's the ratio they talking about. So now, if you invest into silver stocks, you winning because today I think it hit as high as $95 today. People like $95. Yeah, it's gonna go up to like 350. And once the investors and all the consumers and these tech companies and all these car companies with these EVs start sucking up all this silver, what that's gonna do to silver prices, yo?
Just drive it up.
They said it did this before. That was because it was a speculation. They souped it up like this. Now silver is used for more industrial. Ain't no speculation. This is real. They using it up in all the technologies that you got. They using more and more silver. They can't mine enough. Like we were saying last week, you said most of the silver is already mined.
Hmm. If not all of it. That's the thing that people fail to realize.
So Samsung,
They're still mining gold out of the ground. They're not mining silver out of the ground anymore. They're like probably running across it by mistake.
right? So Samsung just put something like some millions of dollars in his Mexico mine. Look up Samsung and Mexico mine. They put like millions of dollars to whatever you can dig up. We just gonna put 7 million on it. I don't care what you dig it. We gonna overpay. That's what's gonna happen. If it's $100, then we gonna pay you 150. What that's gonna do to us, the little people, the consumers? That's gonna drive the coins up even more.
To an unaffordable price.
If I'm paying ahead of the time, I'm the billionaire. I'm just gonna say, shit, hell with these people. I'm paying you 50 over spot. I know it's gonna be. I need it.
Who can afford to pay the buy from the billionaire to where he can make a profit?
I need 1,000,000 ounces. I'm paying 50 over the spot now today. Well, how can we stop that? So it's gonna make it harder for us to get the silver. It's gonna drive the price up even more. So how else they gonna get the silver? They gonna have the price so high to where you gonna sell everything silver moving. Anything that's not nailed down, you gonna unnail it down. You gonna take the nails out. You gonna go trade it in. Soon it hit 354, 500. I'm telling you, people. Samsung is already thinking ahead. China already locked down to where you can't even take no silver out of the country and you can't even invest in there. They want it all for industrial. They said, hell with that. You can't even hoard silver no more. Like, whatever you got, you got. If you got shit, you can't get no more.
You better be lucky if the government don't come and get it from you.
Right. And so, man, we got the bullion breakout. Like I said, gold hit today was 4,600. Silver, $95 today, 94. Invest right now while you can. Like I said, I'm not telling you right now. Don't come back later and say, because anything can crash to silver right now. But the way I'm seeing it with tech and how much silver, sky's the limit for the next 10 years. I'm not saying in like 3-4 years, don't sell it off when it hit 3, 4, 500. Sell it, but keep a little to the side just in case it hit 1,000 in 5 years. And don't say I ain't tell you. You know what I'm saying? So silver right now is one of the hottest stocks in trades right now, moving forward in 2026, Mark. And us people right now, us black folk, man, Moors, whatever, the Israelites got to get ahead of this. Whatever you claim to be. Just invest $100 a month. That's all it's going to take. If you don't got 100, every other month. If you got it every week, do it every week. But look, I'm not telling you this just to be BSing you around. I'm not a pastor, y'all. I'm not gonna be out here just selling you some game and telling you, look, I need 1,000. This is how you're gonna become rich. You come rich by knowledge and listening to others. That's what we gotta do. It's always been like that. It's always been like that, man, Mark.
Applied knowledge.
Right.
Like, not just having the knowledge is what make a difference. You know what I'm saying? You got to actually do the shit, like you said. If you don't know, that's how you end up falling to the wayside, getting played and messed over. So you can have the knowledge, but if you don't apply it, that's you don't have the power.
And physical, what you hold, you control it. You can get the stock, you can get both. You can get the silver stock and the physical. You can transfer your IRAs, your 401ks over to that. Direct some of your 401ks out what the company got invested into it. You know you can invest into your what you want to with your 401k and your IRA. You can direct it however you want to. Just call them up, say I want this into this. You can make it into medium. Some of them be high risk. You got to put it into safe where you know it's low risk. If it moves slower and it slowly start going up, hey, it's gonna get there eventually, man. You know. Anything else, man, Mark?
No, I think we ran through everything pretty much for the most part.
Right.
Yeah, we ran through them all.
Right. Yep. But like I said, with Trump with Venezuela right now, you got J.P. Morgan over there licking their chops. They all in Venezuela. Like, look, whenever you hear J.P. Morgan looking at Venezuela, they not there just for the oil. They there for the untapped silver and gold that's in that soil that's in Venezuela and Greenland. It's not about It's not about none of that. It's the race to cut them off. You know. But that's about it, man. I think pretty much I'm out.
That's it for the week, Judah.
Yeah, that's probably it for the week. But we'll be back next week, and
shout out to T Mizzle.
Yep, T Mizzle will be back
next week. Here this week.
Yep. So he'll be here next week, man. And hey, we're gonna keep force feeding you, man, about the